just a minute, mouse. Did you see the way how quiet she went? Yes, how quiet she went. She's one of those, you know, Seinfeld episode. Show me your picture. Show me a picture of the mullet with the bangs, so I can prove to everybody how crazy you are. Yeah?
Well, this is
she's
less bangy of a mullet that I could find.
That's the less bangy mullet that you can find. That's a little more like a gypsy mullet, a jamullet.
Okay.
And what? Show me the other one. Oh yeah, the one with bangs. Yeah.
This I like how it comes and it gets very like thin down here.
Thin and weak
it's...
and wispy. Okay, good. All right, we got it. I'll show you a good technique for this. I'll show you a good technique. All right, so another question.
Another photo.
This
This
know
one
what?
may be a little bit more on par.
What's this?
This is,
That's just like a long layer.
yeah.
So show the audience, because I want them to see how crazy you are. That's just like a long layer in the sun. She went from some kind of hardcore
This is not.
Asian anime.
I'm trying to be first.
You trying what? Quiet, just quiet talk. All right, Nat. Let's do it. Are you ready? This is what we're gonna do. So the first thing we're gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna. Do I have a white comb, Dana? I'll borrow yours. I like a nice white comb. All our tools are available in the Rojo Pro, and so are our classes. So we're gonna section it down the center. Boom, bing. We section it right out down through the center. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the top and we're gonna take it from a diagonal from the top. We'll stand it a little bit here and you'll see. I'll put the head down. No, not you, not yet. You do good. To the recession. So we'll take this out. So we've got a very, very deep triangle. Get even a little bit more aggressive. And we're going to take this section out. And the reason why I'm taking this section out is because this is the length at the front. So she doesn't want bangs. So what we'll do is we keep this nice and long. We keep this, take this out, and we cut everything else as if we was going to cut the top short. And then we're going to keep the length in here. So we twist this out. So this is a great way to take that out. Now in order to give it that mullet feel, which really is short through the top and long through the bottom, we're going to shorten all of this and keep all of this. We'll also shorten in here so that she's got that kind of loose kind of freedom. She doesn't have a lot of hair. It's quite fine. So that will be no problem for me. The razor is going to be very fluid. So we want to put shape in right here. Keep the length, and then we'll drop the top secondary. I'm going to take my razor. I'll just show you. These razors are available on RojoPro.com. You rotate the blade. It's a straight edge blade. I was teaching class last week. So you place the razor right into the finger, 2 fingers. You push. So now it's like so. And this is like a nice little, it's more like a pen. You hold it like a pen. So you can kind of, imagine I could write my name. Nick Rojo. I could write my name, yeah. So that's how you hold it. And then we call this the lock, because when we come to do the cut, I always try and get everyone to make the V sign like this, because you want the razor to be away from when you're combing. So when you're going to comb, the razor's well away. Now I'm going to need some of my favorite product. I'm going to know if you know what it is, Dana. Hydro Mist. Did your flowers arrive yet?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No.
No flowers.
We're gonna get some.
You're going to get some. It is Valentine's Day, our special edition. That's a small crime. If she doesn't get flowers, you're going to have to defend her. It's a small crime. Did you get flowers?
No.
Chocolates? No love in your world? No. Gosh. What about you, Rebecca?
I better get flowers.
I never get flowers.
Did you get flowers?
I got weeds. Yeah, weeds. I like weeds better. It's more edgy.
Your flowers on your shirt.
I've got flowers on my shirt, you see? Look, flowers. And red shoes. Red shoes, just to get me in the mood. Red clip. Hydro mist. In fact, you can hold that for me. Dave, you can hold some sections. Your hair's a little curly, isn't it? You've got like a little, look at that, it's got a little curl right there. It has a mind of its own. Well, that's what happens when you colour it yourself at home. It's black dye and you miss the roots. Living like you're a college student? All right. Okay, so section diagonal back. And you want to keep the hair nice and damp because when you're cutting with a razor, if the hair's nice and damp, then it's much more fluid to go through. Hydro Mist is our lightweight spray conditioner. And we're going to comb this hair down. So we're going to go from the corner of the eye down to the length. I'm not going to keep all the length at the front, but that's what we're going to do right here. I use more the back or the heel of the blade. The reason why I'm using more the back or the heel is because I want to keep the blade away from the face. We work with a straight edge razor as opposed to a guarded razor. The straight edge razor gives me more freedom to actually work through the hair.
James says, what's up?
What's up, James? Is that James? What's his last name?
Arvantis.
Oh, okay, James Arvantis. What's up?
And then Hans Burkert says, good morning from Capelli Salon in Illinois.
Hans. Yes, I spoke to my friends from Beautycraft. Brandon should be in touch with you, Hans.
Todd says, good morning, gentlemen, and ladies and gentlemen, and happy Valentine's Day.
There you go. We know Todd would wish you both a happy Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Kim says, Salon Euphoria loves Nick.
Hello, Kim. How are you? I hope you're doing great. We miss you.
Stro Bogdan says hello. Haley Evans says good morning.
Oh, they're all tuned in, which is lovely.
Todd says the team is excited about the possibilities of being an ambassador salon.
I think it's a great idea, so hopefully we can get that to happen. Now you see the scoop, see the curve? So you see we're tapered it in, see the curve? Now the bangs are going to be long, but this is the start of that kind of mullet type shape. She wants layers, she wants thinness at the bottom, drop off, so it drops out. But we're starting by keeping the bangs sectioned out. Notice I use the back or the heel of the blade. I'm using the flat of the blade. We go quickly because it's kind of like sketching. You never sketch slow. But if I just turn it into my slow motion mode, you can slowly see the blade. As it just never leaves the hair, it only cuts as it goes down. And what happens when you do this is I feel what I like to refer to as the bite of the blade in the hair. Once you've cut the length in, then you can comb it forward because you know that now this is a refinement. So this is like no over direction, natural fall. But once you've kind of got the length in, you can comb it this way and we can look through the hair and just add, and you get the blade away from the face when you come through here. Section 3, she doesn't have dense hair. Both of our clients today have relatively fine hair, which is good for me. Means I can get another coffee before 11:30. Section 3, I'm just following through. I'm over-directing ever so lightly as we start to come down the hair shaft.
They want to see close up on the blade, so I'm going to get a little closer.
Get closer.
But Greta says good morning.
Good morning, Greta. So you can see right here, that blade. I feel, as the blade hits the hair, I feel the bite. When I talk about the bite, that's when the blade connects. Now look at the, don't just look at the blade, look at my finger, look at the thumb. It's the thumb that's doing the movement. It's not my hand, it's not my arm, it's the thumb. Everything else is static. Go into my hand, go back, just twist it up a little bit, there you go. What, see the motion? It's just here. Spin it over to the wrist a little bit. I want everyone to see the wrist. Look, see how the wrist doesn't move? No wrist. Most people either do this or they do this. So one of the things that I've learned is really for precision, just use your fingers. And really, it's one finger, and it's your finger it's really the tendons here between this finger and your thumb, up and down. When you're working with fine hair, the razor's brilliant. A lot of people always say, "Oh, don't razor fine hair." Well, it's not the razor that does the damage, it's the technique. So it's very important that you get great technique. That's why we teach razoring. I will be in New Paltz on the 24th or the 25th. I think it might be the 24th of February. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be teaching a one-day razor class. It's $250. You can sign up for that class at arojopro.com. It's a great value class. We'd love to see you there. I'll also be in Chicago teaching a razoring class. So that's going to be later on in the year. Most of our classes now we're starting to put online. We're starting to make them accessible so you buy them from Arojo Pro. Also, we're going to be in Atlanta for a Happy Mondays edition, and tickets for that are available from arojopro.com. It's complimentary for ambassadors. If you're an ambassador, you're a hairdresser that works and carries a Arojo product. Non-ambassadors, it's $25. We have an amazing venue in Atlanta, and I'll be there on March the 4th. And we'll also be doing an American Wave certification that day in the Atlanta market at Salon Modelo, a fantastic ambassador salon. So hopefully we'll get to see our Atlanta friends there as we slowly start to focus on building a stronger network now in the Atlanta market. So we kept the length, and you see the shortness here, and you can see the movement coming in. Was you going to say something?
Oh, I said Todd was saying I was using my wrist for years, thought I had control until I started using my fingers. Makes a world of difference.
Makes a big difference. You still breathing? Sure? This haircut comes with 2 roses. Yeah.
Good morning from Brian and Stephanie.
Good morning, Brian. What was I going to say? War of the Roses. Do you remember that movie? That's the movie that everyone should watch on Valentine's Day. Michael Douglas. Did you see it?
No.
God, see, I'm showing my age. Did you see it yet? War of the Roses?
Missed it.
Missed it. It's too busy saving people. Did you see it yet? Too busy colouring your hair with Garnier or whatever the heck it was. What was it? I got it. Where you from? New Jersey. New Jersey. All right, so look, I'm elevating. Look, I'm using more the flat plane of the blade. Not much coming out here. We're going to layer it from the back too. So you got to be careful. You got to really judge the density of the hair. Look at this. This is the tip of the blade. So I'm not taking any length out. I'm just adding a little bit of texture. And we work all the way. If she just rotates, you can see the point here? We're going to work all the way to the point before we do the opposite side.
Happy Valentine's Day from Dubisky Career High School in Grand Prairie, Texas.
See, I get all the way from Texas. It's my happy Valentine's Day. Thank you, guys.
And Derek says Hooters is giving out free chicken wings if you bring a picture of your ex to shred.
Who's that?
It's Derek Moser. So that's a thing.
Hooters is giving out what? Free chicken wings?
Yeah.
I'm going. What do I have to bring?
A picture of your ex.
Okay, good.
Shred.
To shred. Do I bring? Do they have a shredder?
Probably.
All right. Is that a crime? I got my criminal mischief. Okay, get your shredder on. Do you want some free wings today? Take a picture of your ex. Yeah, take a picture of your ex, and I'll just take your ex and shred him there. Now that might be a crime. Watch just how my comb. I always make sure my comb goes right in. My comb has to go right in to the. Don't comb here. Comb here. Your section's here. That's where your comb goes in. And I see a lot of the time. I see the section done, and then the comb goes here. So keep it nice and tight. You're judging as you do this. You're kind of judging the length of the hair. You're judging the expansion of the hair. So you got to think about how the hair expands. I'll spin around and we'll come and do exactly the same on this side. Again, we'll take the Hydro Mist. We'll spray. Both sides don't have to be identical. It's not like we're doing a balanced cut. She wants like that kind of rock and roll loose feel. It's a little edgier than what maybe she's got without the bangs. So here what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little shorter. Yep. Again, you don't have to tell your client. I mean, she heard me. Yeah, she heard me. Bless you. Sorry? In too deep. She trusts me. Yeah, well, you got no choice now. So now we're going to take it a little tighter. So exactly the same, but on this side it's more the tip or the front of the blade. So here the tip or the front, that side is more the heel. So let's come right in here and make it a little wilder. So you can see, is that a good angle for you, Rach? Rebecca?
I told you it was going to happen every
Everyone
time.
calls you Rachel.
I swear to
You
God,
said
every employee I've ever had. I should just change my name.
Yeah, and then we'll call you Rebecca.
Yeah.
Change it to Rachel, we'll call you Rebecca. 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 All right, here we go. A little tighter here, but I can drop it down. Oh no. Not funny, she said. I thought it was quite funny. So come in nice and clean. Edge of the blade. Keep it down to natural fall. Get your blade right behind your fingers. Look at that. If I can draw it with a finger, if I can do it like with my finger, I can do it with my blade. That's the power of the blade. Because it's more fluid than a scissor. A scissor's two pieces of steel moving together to create the cut. The blade is high tension cutting. So you get high tension in the way in which you comb the hair, so it's nice and tight, and that way you actually get that feeling of the biting of the hair. It's kind of, I can feel the sculpture through the cut. So look, I see how fast I can go. I don't even have to follow the line because it's not that kind of a cut. It's not like the fact that I know how to follow lines means that it's easier for me to make the most of the cut. It means I know what I'm doing. So precision-based cutting is critical to understand, and then it enables you to be a lot freer and a lot more precise when you start to do work that's a little bit looser. Working all the way to the pre-existing length. And you'll see just a little bit tighter right here, but still keeping all the length. This is where the length is. So we're getting to that point right now. Practice great combing. Spin around just a little. You'll move your feet. Good hairdressers move their feet around the chair.
Jennifer says, I love watching you work. Looks so easy.
Thanks, Jen. Well, I think just with anything with like 400 years practice, it's actually good training. You know, I got good training when I was young. A lot of these young new hairdressers today don't really understand it. Yeah, it's the first part of your career is about learning. Yeah, and there's no fast track to learning. If you can't get your models, you can't learn. If you can't get clients, then you'll never be a successful stylist. You're going to need to get models to practice, to learn, and some of the younger hairdressers today, they just think that it's a quick route. It's not a quick route. It takes time. And while we're living in a world where we're validated by social media, which is kind of where we're at, there will become a time where we'll be validated again by skill and by demand. And the power of the haircut has definitely lost its luster because we've been living in a technicolor hairdressing world. Yeah, but the reality is haircutting is undervalued in America, if not the world, and that's something that we really try to pioneer. Not to devalue the color, but we have to stand up for great technique. And Dana here, who's one of my young stylists in my salon, she has to get models every week, and she does a great job.
Frank says right on.
Most of the time. Got to keep the pressure on.
Keeping me on my toes.
Keeping you on your tippy toes. Seinfeld episode again.
Tippy toes.
Tippy toes. Remember that?
I do remember that. I love that one.
Like the quiet talker. Okay, so now remember, we're going to come straight to the point. So follow these sections around. The razor comb has a wide piece here, no tension and tight tension, or even tension as we like to say. We rotate around, combing that hair forward and around, working through. We're going to do a wash and wear style here. So this really in the salon, I'm guaranteeing you, this is a 15-minute cut because of the pure density of the hair. Section wise, it should be thick enough to cut some hair off and fine enough that you kind of follow your shape well. That was just like a little touch to see whether I was in the right place. And I'm riding out the peak of the big triangle that we left on the top, we left out, because she wants a mullet with bangs. A mullet without bangs. That's what I really meant to say.
Greta says wise and encouraging words.
Wise. That's why I've got all this great hair.
And then
Wise.
Valerie says your whole career is learning. I always tell them when you think you've nothing left to learn, you're done.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Frank wants to know how many models a week.
Well, we start off with literally, when you start working in my salon, you have to do 3. But you could easily progress up to 6 or 7. If you can't get models, you can't get clients. We have a new process now. We're re-evaluating our training program. Some people bail. It's great potential, but they bail because the pressure of getting models. And now the new thing that I've created is what we call our new talent division, which we put everybody in, and that means they get 1 day a week to try and get clients. And if they can't get clients now, then they're never going to get clients. Yeah. If you can't get clients with social media, then you're never going to get clients. So that means you've got to always have a card in your hand, and you've always got to be communicating to people that you meet that you're a hairstylist. Right, so what we're going to do to give it that mullet feel is we have to shorten this but keep the length. So now we comb everything back. Now because of the density of her hair, it's not super thick. I don't want to be overly aggressive. I don't want it to be so thin at the bottom that it doesn't have structure or strength. So I'm keeping this quite loose. But again, practice really great combing. Always combing in towards you. So this is in the center section. So I'll comb it in both ways. I'll comb it from both sides. So you can see, and I'll cut it from both sides. Just I'll refine it this way. Body position, a lot of people don't understand body position. Yeah, so body position is all about comfort and ease. Section 2. So section 1 was down the center. Section 2, we're over directing everything in. When you're cutting with a razor, it's soft, blurred lines. So it's right in here. Especially when you're working on fine hair. So we're cutting from the top down on both sides.
Dennis asked, did the McLaren brothers teach you razor cutting?
No, they did not, Dennis, but it's a good question. What happened was, when I left Vidal Sassoon in 1992, what happened was I went to work for Weller full-time, and when I went to work for Weller full-time, I was an educator full-time, and I had a team of 50 colorists that I was the hair cutter. And because Weller's a professional company in hair care, they provided education as part of being connected to their brand. And they didn't just provide, even though they're known for color, they didn't just provide color education, they provided cutting education. Well, in the early 90s, the look of the day was the disheveled, undone hair. And that's what came out because the 80s were very geometric. So the 90s were very loose and undone. I'd left Vidal Sassoon. I didn't want to be just the same Sassoon haircutter that I've always been. And I decided that I would pick up a razor and start practicing so I could teach some different things. Self-taught, and then 2 years later, self-taught but only as an educator. 2 years later, I came to America to work at Bumble and Bumble, and they were razor cutting, so I kind of knew that they were razor cutting. And when I came to Bumble, I just evolved my razor cutting because I got behind the chair. Now the thing is, if you go and watch Howard or the McLaren brothers, as you like to refer to them, you notice a lot of their razor cutting is like this. It's a little bit of a slightly different process. It's a little bit more of the arm, whereas what we've done is we've refined it a little bit more over the years. Did they influence me? Absolutely. You always get influence from everybody that you work with. That's one of the things that I think is important for today's hairdresser to never, they don't understand it. They think if they work on their own, it's better. It's actually better when you work with the team, because it helps your skill set to be better. So working at Bumble, doing clients, working around a lot of people that were razor cutting, certainly helped to develop my skill. But just to wrap it up, they didn't teach me, but I definitely always continue to evolve. So now I'm on the opposite side. Notice how I tried to work from wet to dry. If the hair gets a little too dry, I've got my Hydro Mist. It's an amazing product. It's a beautiful fragrance. Lightweight linden blossom. And that is lighter than water. And I'll sell that to my client as a leave-in, a detangler, a shine builder, and a great refresher, and a moisturizer. And you cannot spray enough, you can't spray too much of that in, it won't make the hair oily. But it's important to work from wet to dry. So what I mean by that is it's important for you to allow the hair to dry out. Don't let the hair get too wet. If you ever hear me come to my class, you'll always hear that I say, I always say, never let the hair get too wet, because you can't see what the hair's doing. So that's kind of like the short mullety feel right in here. And that's a great foundation, that product. Almost done, and then it's just time for me to do the top. In the meantime, let's bring over Jackie. Come on over, Jackie. Let's bring over Wacky Jackie, the defender of the people. Wacky Jackie, do you have your camera, your phone with you?
I do.
You got like long hair, a little wave. What do you want? Pull up that blonde picture that you said you liked. She went to being talking quiet again. Did you notice that?
No. So I really like her cut.
Let's grab it close. Okay, so she wants to flick up, look to her. Go back to the Jackie. There she is, Jackie. Bobby. Bobby, Jackie. Bobby, Jackie. So we're going to do this, yeah? You like this? Below the ears, messy bob.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. What are we going to shampoo her with?
I'd like to use a gentle shampoo on her.
Gentle shampoo. That's our kind of organic shampoo, yeah? So let's get a shampoo that's got an amazing fragrance. And go get shampooed. And the conditioner is nice and lightweight. So it's for our green lovers. All right. You get to see yourself. You've still got all your length. You'll see that it's short around here. The nice thing is now we're going to drop some of this long stuff in. So we have a short point here. So now let's drop the top down. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to comb it. Comb out the wiggle, because we put the wiggle in. We're going to spray a little bit of Hydro Mist into the hair to reset it.
Pauline says good morning.
Good morning, Pauline.
Annette says, hey Nick, tuning in from Exeter, PA, as always. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Danielle wants to know, Nick, what change are you most excited about throughout the Arojo brand?
What change?
Yeah.
Right now, what I'm most excited about is Tribeca. We are renovating it, smashing it up, and we'll soon be putting in a digital studio. So what's going to happen is we're going to be doing a lot more content educationally online. So that's the most innovative change and excitement. The school business has grown. I was in my school yesterday, walked through it, saw so many students. I like the barbering program that we've just launched, which is exciting. There's always lots of excitement, which is good. I'm always trying to change things. All right, so now let's split this section down the center. Boom. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect from the short point in here out to the long.
Dennis says, I think it's incredible you made this switch. I haven't gotten past cutting men's hair with razor rotation as I started out as a barber. So soon I transition to women's hair. I'm excited to learn your technique soon. I'd love to come to New York.
Yeah, come for a class. Wherever you're based, you can always come to a class and we can teach you. So the short piece right here, that's the piece I want to go to. Just let me get my comb. Go to my black, I know it fell. Thanks for telling me. Which is good. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to pick this up. I section the underneath out, and now we're going to come from short to long. So I'm not even worried about connecting it in to the underneath. That's why I clipped it out. And I'm just working this out from short to long. I don't leave it too long. But you know, it's always, you can always cut more off, you can't stick it back on. Although with hair extensions, you kind of can stick it on a little, but it's never the same. So that's section 1, cut from short to long. Let's go to section 2. Look at the fineness of the sections. I'm not being too aggressive with it. So I can see what happens to the hair. I think if I make it too thin, it's not going to look good. So that comes with experience. The judgment comes with experience. It's very important you kind of get that practice in. And now I'm just going to take that final section. Notice how I over-direct it over from behind. And look at this open stroke. The stroke is about 2 inches worth of open blade. So that means there's at least 2 inches of movement in the razor.
Annette asked if you took it thicker, would that create more texture?
No, if I take it thicker, what happens is I have to push through the hair harder and it's harder for me to see the guide. So the finer the section, the lighter the touch. The thicker the section, the heavier the touch. It's the difference between people that take like 2-inch sections and people who take 1/2-inch sections. It's more precise if you take finer sections. And we really talk about razor cutting as a precision-based technique. So you'll see she's still got like all this length right here. Let me show you, see the short piece? And here's the long piece. So she's got the length because she was adamant that she didn't want no bangs. She shut me down. Bang, bang. Take the hydro mist again, spray the hair down. I'll do this one more time. I move to the opposite side. Get the hair damp so you've got it in the perfect condition. If it drips, it's too wet. So again, we've got the short piece right here. We're going to cut out to long. Now look at the razor, how fluid it is for doing this type of work. With a scissor, I'd have to cut this way, or I could scoop that way. With a razor, I can approach it from behind on both sides. So there you go. Just approaching it from the back, out to the front.
Alexis says good morning.
Good morning, Alexis. I'm sure you had a late night putting your salon together. Don't forget to check out Alexis's salon, Odyssey, which will be opening hopefully next week, as long as Philadelphia, the building department, pull their finger out and actually do something right for the people, which is what we're all succumb to here. When you have the buildings department who really like to slowly help you create jobs. Yeah, they slowly like to help you create jobs because they like to put you through the ringer. And I understand it to a degree, but we need to really help people who are paying rent open up their businesses. All right, section 2. And now we're gonna comb it in. Comb it up. I remember what it was like here in New York. I opened up, I renovated a space and I had to wait 6 months before I could open. All because things that were done before, now they changed the code. So when they change the code, because they like to change things every time so that they can, you know, make you pay more money and put you through the ringer. Anyway, I'm going to stay positive. Happy Valentine's Day, the buildings department. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. I'll get some flowers. All right, final section before. Now, once you've put, all I've done so far, guys, all I've done so far is literally the foundational shape. I put a lot of feeling into it, but it only starts to get into that free-form sketch after I finish this bit right here.
Danielle says building department is the mob.
MOB, baby. I'm doing a show. I'm going to get my young girl to guest on it. When I finish, it's going to be called Legal Crime. Yeah? I want to do it. I was going to do it as a book, but I think now we're going to do it as a series. You want to come on it? Legal crime.
Yeah.
I want to debate legal crime. Yeah? I want to debate it. Because everyone always has an opinion, but they never really like. I really want to have that discussion of what legal crime is. Yeah? Like when you buy an airline ticket for an employee who quits, they keep the ticket. Yeah, that's a legal crime. Oh yeah. If I bought Dana a ticket to go to do a hair show for me tomorrow and she said, great, if she quit tomorrow, I've lost my money. She's still got the ticket. It's a legal crime. It's approved. It's a bit like if somebody doesn't turn up for their hair appointment, they don't have to pay. Yeah, but if you don't turn up for your hotel, the hotel makes sure they get the money. I'm just getting started. I've got 100 of them. I got 100 of them. 100 of them. Just like the fact that I got fined for the air conditioning unit on my roof, which belongs to the grocery store. Yeah? Unbelievable. It's not fair. It's not fair. When the fire department comes in, wants to use the bathroom, and he goes up on the roof and says, oh, that's your air conditioning unit, and we prove that it's not, and they still fine us. Legal crime. We're going over to Crime Watch over there in a minute. All right, let's keep back to the hair show. Yeah, back to the hair show.
Pauline asks, when do you think the Tribeca space will be finished?
Now, if they watch this, probably about 2027. Yeah? 2027, I think. Hopefully, before then. Hopefully in time for my new event, which I'm planning, which has got 75 tickets. And it's going to be a show that I'm doing in October. There's no expo this year, so the show that I'm doing in October is called Inspired. And that event, the tickets are going to go on sale before the end of February. The tickets are $2,000 each. Because it's going to be a really incredible experience, and that's what we want to create. So we're Inspired, it's my new event. It will be in Tribeca. And it will also have some different venue access throughout the course of the weekend. It's called Inspired. Keep an eye out for it. We'll start to put some information out on it very soon. Did we make you look awesome?
Yes.
You feel good? So she's still got like the length at the front. You can see the natural texture that she's got. We're going to put some products in it and we're going to leave it to dry. Kind of dried out a lot already. We're going to put some products in it and we're going to leave it to dry. And then we're going to shake it out later. Just another little run through. So product-wise, I want you to get me the Wave Mist. and I want you to get me the cream whip. Let's get both of those products. I can show them to my audience. So you see the length that she's got here? She's got like a little wibble in her hair, a little wave. Look at the short pieces right underneath. Short all the way through here. But then she kept the length. And then she's got that drop out, which is what she wanted. Use your grabbers. Yeah, use your grabbers to fluff and fill the hair out. All right, I'm gonna close that. Products are a hairdresser's best friend. Cream whip. Wave mist. Cream whip's there. Wave mist is our beach wave spray. And I'm gonna really douse the hair. You're not allowed to touch it when you dry, while you're drying, okay? Okay, you're allowed to touch your eye. While we set this product in, I don't need to touch it. Okay? So don't be scared of products. Good products, a Rojo product doesn't flake, doesn't turn white, but it's gonna add a little bit of that beach texture, that light sea salty spray, but without, and that's how cool it is. Good grab, she's so fast, she's grabbing. It's our wave mist, it's brilliant. It's $24. Now we're gonna go with our cream whip conditioner. Big ball. I like big balls and I don't know why. Okay, so big ball. We work it right the way through. Putting product in is very, very critical to your success. Don't be scared. Work it through. This is called cream whip. It's a whipped cream. It's going to help to add a little bit of weightless silk to the hair.
Stephanie wants to know, when are you coming to DC?
Ah, DC. DC or not DC? That is the question. I would like to get out to DC soon. I don't know when. I did see that Behind the Chair are doing a big show there, and I have been talking to Mary recently. So we'll see. I would like to come soon. Hopefully, I got so much travel. I'm always kind of on the road. Just in Chicago, already this year. Literally, I'm on a plane every 3 days. In between clients, in between kind of building the business. Next trip's Florida, and then the trip after that is, I think it's LA. Maybe somewhere. Oh, Atlanta, then LA. If you're coming to the New York show, we got a lot going on at the New York show. So we'd love to see you at the New York show. We have a lot of guests coming in from all over the country. David Gatt from Albuquerque. You'll see David this week in Florida. He's going to be at my friend Tracy's show. It's called Fuel. Tickets are available on Eventbrite, so you can always check that out. When I'm going to dry this, I'm just kind of locking it in. I'll spin around for you. We're just locking in the texture. This will kind of fatten the hair up and control it, so it's got substance and so that it has definition. You can see the shortness as it right here and the length. And then we've got a quick razor bob for you. Same kind of concept, but with the razor. With a razor and a little bit more classic. Maybe we'll get a little graduation in. So stick around for the graduation with a razor, with my new friend, the defender of the people. A bit like that. So wide teeth of the comb, you see again, when you show clients how to just dry style their hair or wet style their hair, set their hair, then you build in confidence, you know. Unfortunately, she colored her own hair. A lot of people don't realize once you put this stuff on it, yeah, now she's jacked. Jack your body. Because this black is going to be very hard to change. Yeah, a lot of people think it's, oh, you can easily change your color. Once you go black, there's no going back. Yeah? It's very hard to get it out. Yeah? So, you got to be very careful with that. Actually making your hair black. All right, I want one more product because guess what? It's fashion week, so it's product week. Take this off. Give me one more product. I want the dry conditioner. All right. One more product. Take that here, please. This is our dry conditioner. So now this is gonna freeze it in place. Dry conditioner's hydrolyzed keratin adds just a little bit more silk and it just locks it in. Oh look, she's gone all furry. She's gone all furry. $22. Dry conditioner, brilliant product. All right, we will put the dryer on you later, but for now you're just gonna swap seats. So bring, is it Jackie?
Yes.
You over there, Nat. And I'll be watching if you touch it.
Thank you. I will not.
And I'm here with Wacky Jackie. Jackie, show the audience again what we're gonna do.
Something like this, nice and short. I like to have volume.
Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna come, you come over here. I'll spin around Rebecca. Do you wear your hair more one way than the other?
Either in the center or parting on my left.
Okay, let's go to your left. I never really like to cut hair. Even if I wear it in the center, I never really like to go to cut from the center. Yeah, especially when I'm doing something that's a little bit more free. As free as the wind blows. Okay, comb the hair down. We need our hydro mist. Jackie was cleansed using our gentle shampoo, which is our kind of organic shampoo. Chin down. How do you like the fragrance of that?
Nice and light.
Nice and light. Did you smell the shampoo? Could you smell it?
It's delicious.
Delicious. Yes, we choose all of our fragrances ourselves. We work with a guy who helped to create all the fragrances for the original Bumble. He's got great experience. He's got an amazing fragrance team, different from the companies that make the products. When you're developing hair care, you do product formulation base first, fragrance with a different company second. You want to make sure that this section is straight down the center. So the nice thing is she's had a cat tattooed on the back of her neck to make it easier for me. I'm going to align it with the eye of the cat, not the eye of the tiger, the eye of the cat.
Todd says he can't wait to see this.
Yeah. Good. Is this a fresh blade in this one?
Yeah.
Great, so same, different razor, same style, just different color. Hydro mist. It's too dry. So you want to get right in here. Damp that through. Let's put our line in. Straight away. You got to keep the hair nice and damp. Now I'm going to push it as tight. She says as long as it's below the ear, she's happy. So I'm going to take this super short. So you've got your bob section, fine teeth of the comb, and now watch what happens here. I put my comb right, my blade goes right in there, and I'm pushing a different piece of the blade onto the back of the head. You can see your line. Can you see that? Is it seeable?
Mm-hmm.
This stuff, let's just take that away for now. Just take away the fuzzy wuzzies. My blade's not on the skin. I think that's a bit too, kind of a bit too edgy for me. I can do that with a scissor later. Do exactly the same on this side. Just want to show the ferret. I mean the cat. Sorry. Looks like a ferret. There you go. Nice and tight. Take it in. Nice and tight. Look at the edge of the blade. This is edge work. We call this edge work, guys. Edge work is when you're working the edge of the blade to put in a line. So you should start to see that line build up. Next section. Look at how fine my sections are. When I teach razor, what happens is a lot of people, they take too thick a section. Section 2. She has fine hair. It's denser, this is the densest part of the hair through the back. If I set the foundation in well through the back, I'm guaranteed the rest of the cut's going to look great because I've got my inspiration because it's looking good. If it doesn't start off good, it ain't going to finish good. I learned that years and years ago when I first started hairdressing, that it starts off well, it finishes well. If it starts off poorly, start again. So you can make sure that it is perfect. Section 3. Again, I'm keeping this just the edge of the blade right now to establish my line. So notice how the blade pushes in. And notice I can go back to the back again, so I can do this piece and this piece. 1, 2.
Haley says looking great.
Thanks, Haley. Section 3. I forgot, I'm going to be in Indianapolis. February. Shoot. So I'm going to be in New Paltz on Sunday the 24th, and I'm doing a Happy Mondays on Monday the 25th in Indianapolis. So we got a lot of traveling. Forgot all about that travel. That will be my distributor, Cool Beauty, in Indianapolis. So if you're interested, you want to come and find more about Arrojo, more about what I'm doing. You know, it's amazing what we're doing. Amazing. For an independent company, it's pretty phenomenal what we're doing. Yeah, we also just signed a new deal with L'Oreal Professional, which means that right now we're transitioning all of our salons over into the L'Oreal way of thinking, and we're excited by our new relationship and our new, we're excited what the future's going to bring for our brand. Again, that's another amazing new change for our business. We're always instigating change. All right, so now we're going to have a look at this right now. So I've cut 4 sections either side. Notice how I rotate my comb from side to side. Notice I rotate it. So I cut with the fine teeth and I comb with the wide teeth. I want to kind of see how that hair sits and fits. Just pass me my scissors, please. All right there. And we're just going to do a little cleanup around the little cat. So just a little cleanup, and I'll do that with my scissors. I don't really like to put the blade flat onto the client's neck. Yeah, I think it can be a little bit. I'm just floating very lightly, just to clean up the area. Just right here. When using scissors, I don't like to use them at the end. I like to use them now for hairline work, once I've established. And I want to kind of keep it as soft as possible. So sometimes when you buzz it in, it gets too hard. And right in here too, you can see on this side. Yeah, it's a little, whenever you're demonstrating like this, it's a little harder, guys. We're kind of doing it as we would do it in the salon, but we have literally somebody over our shoulder, somebody, these cameras getting right in there, which is great. And she's doing a phenomenal job filming, phenomenal. But, it's slightly different than when we have to kind of drop our shoulders a little bit differently when we're doing this type of cutting on Facebook Live, because it's not edited, it's not cropped. We don't take out the bad bits, we leave all the bad bits in. Yeah. It's life unscripted. Is that what they used to say on TLC? Life unscripted. Hair unedited. It's good. All right, let's keep going. So right now what I want to do is I'm going to start to drop it longer here and take it tighter here. So I'm going to get my blade to do the work. There's the blade. Notice how now using more the flat of the blade as I start to collapse the back of the head in. So I'm using more what we call the flat of the blade to collapse this in. And look, it's slightly diffused now. If I comb that out, you can see the diffusion. Let's just stay focused on this side. I'll work up a little bit on this side because I think it's a good angle. And then I'll do the opposite side. You want to be able to see and feel your guide beneath you. Notice how I grab it all. Fine teeth, blade moving. I just melt that hair away. Fine teeth, starting from the inside, working to the back of the ear. We just lock it down. A little bit less texture behind the back of the ear so I can kind of keep a little corner in here. Again, look at the dampness of the hair. It's the perfect dampness. The perfect dampness. It's the final countdown. I'm going to elevate right here. There's your guide. See that? Is it visible, Rebecca, Rachel, Veronica? Yes? Remember what I said? We're going to comb it right from the roots. My fingers are top to bottom. That means I get much better tension. Watch how my fingers peel out. When I cut, watch how my fingers peel out. So get the razor going, cut hair before you cut hair, and then we just peel out the fingers. So they rotate out. So the blade has a space to get in. Final section, and then I'll do the opposite side so we don't cut. It's always better to go side to side, more consistent. Of course, when we're watching one side, we would have, Rebecca running from side to side. It would be too much. That's why I'm just doing it this way. But look at how open the stroke is. So if you want to learn razor cutting, my next class I'm teaching a hands-on. It's very great pricing, $250 in New Paltz for a full-on hands-on razor class. And then I'll be in Indianapolis for Happy Mondays. And then the following weekend I'll be heading out to Atlanta. We're doing American Wave certification, and we are also doing a Happy Mondays, and the Happy Mondays is going to be a short-haired Happy Mondays. So we're not doing any long hair. Short, short, and short. I love saying those things because now I've got to find short models, so I've really, put myself out there. Got a little tickle today, haven't you?
I'm getting sick.
I'm getting sick. Don't start.
I'm sorry.
There's no sick. You're not allowed to get sick in this place.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you're not allowed. All right, so I cut one side in. Let's do this side. I'll spin around to you, Sicky. What's your new name?
No.
You know what? I never get sick. I'll put it this way. I never have downtime. When you're the boss, you're not allowed to. Keep your sections clean. Keep the hair nice. Even dampness. Right now I'm using more the front of the blade. This side I can actually move my hand across. So we're creating a really nice razor bob. It's going to have soft, by texturizing the hair with a razor, it's going to encourage the curl. And you can see the cat's out. The cat's out of the bag. It's out of the bag. As the blade goes down, it just bites the hair and cuts it. So that's the feel that you get. A gentleman earlier was asking me about the McLaren brothers. I really first started to think about razor cutting when I met a guy called Jean-Louis David, very famous French hairdresser. is kind of a takeaway, or my takeaway from our conversation, which was about 4 espressos, two packs of cigarettes, and a lot of good conversation. And his concept was, if you have the precision of the British and the flair of the French, be the perfect hairdresser. So the razor kind of gives me a little bit more flair. And the scissor is something that I was very precision-based at Vidal Sassoon. So kind of marrying both flavors together. Thank you, Jean-Louis David. Final section, and we'll move it around. It's a sketch, it's not a line drawing. We're putting diffusion in. When you cut with a scissor, most of the time you're actually putting in clean lines. Yeah, when you cut with a razor, you're putting in diffusion. You're going to diffuse the situation. Get right behind the ear, keep it nice and clean. And then lock it down. So what does that mean? Well, look at the section. More open here, closed here. So you'll notice that there's more texture in the back here, less here, because there's less hair here. So that's the nice thing about razor cutting. It gives you that 3D perspective. And if we spin it round now, you can kind of see the collapsing of the hair. You can see how when she puts her head up, how you get that softness. But notice how we've still got the body. The body's in the hair. It only starts to fade right the way through the ends. All right, now let's stay here. Let's just reset, stay here, because the hard work's done. The hard work has been done. That's been putting in this baseline. The easy bit's going to be when you come around to the front, because there's going to be less hair through the top and the sides. So, and we've got the track in, it feels good.
Almond says, I love it.
Thank you. So you look through the hair, you can see. There's your guide. So notice how I pick everything up. Get the blade moving. And this is a very open stroke. See how open that stroke is? It's 2.5 inches. Throw it away. And through, open stroke. Notice it's not the wrist that's moving. It's just all in the fingers. So we have a service called American Wave. American Wave is the reinvention of what we used to call the perm. American Wave. We have certifications in quite a few places, definitely in the South. Next certification is in Atlanta on the 4th, and then we're going to be in New York for the IBS show. We're going to be in California the week after, West Hollywood. I'm also teaching a razor class in California. So that's March I think the 17th, 18th, or 18th, 19th, all available on arojopro.com. And then we also have American Wave certification in Charleston and in Raleigh, North Carolina. So a lot of activity with our American Wave service. You want to get a new service to share with your clients. You want to kind of reintroduce them to curl, wave, and texture. American Wave is the one. I'll spin around. Everything's available on arojopro.com. You sign up and we take it from there. Dead easy. Also, if you need any tools, combs, clips, sexy underwear, flowers for your girlfriend, arojopro.com. Or maybe you'll buy your boyfriend a new comb or a red razor. There you go. If you're dating a hairdresser, that's for sure. So comb it nice and tight like a tiger. Get that blade moving. Balance it out. So nice, light, delicate touch. As we come in through the nape, the hair's starting to dry just a little. But usually there's a little bit of juice. As long as, when you use Hydro Mist, one of the nice things is it kind of coats the hair with a fine film. So even when the hair feels almost dry, you can still lightly pull that hair away, melt that hair away with the blade. Fine teeth. Look through. The back is kind of almost complete. And then we move into the front. And that's when she can see it. Yeah? So that's fun because she wants to see what the new look is looking like. Use your grabbers. Stand behind, grab, pull it in. Start to see what you got. Comb it out this way. Watch what I'm doing here. Combing it out and I'm looking through. So when I look through the hair here, just show you, it's finer hair, thicker hair. So watch what I do. I do a thing called tipping to just help to balance that out. So that's the precision-based technique. So you're trying to get like a perfect fade. Perfect fade throughout the shape. All right, let's do it. Let's come through the sides. But you know what? If I come here. Actually, you know what? I was in a good position. Hydro. Show people my flowers. My roses on today. For Valentine's Day. In case Dana didn't get any flowers from her thing that's not really a boyfriend, it's just a thing.
It's just a thing.
Just a thing. Don't mean a thing. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Wayne's World. Okay, Wayne's World. War of the Roses. That's the movie for everyone to watch. Go home and watch War of the Roses with your girlfriend. Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Is that where they met?
I think that's where they I think it might be. It might be somebody else actually. I can't remember. I think it is her though. They fall madly in love. They build a home together, and then they start to hate each other, and it's so funny. It's so funny.
Now we don't need to see it.
Oh no, you need to see it. You need to see it, especially when she gets the dog and turns it into pate. Yeah. You need to see it. Okay. Now my sections are getting thicker now. The reason why the sections are getting thicker is because the hair's getting finer. Everybody's hair's finer at the front. I'm going to elevate so you can see a soft, diffused line. And look at how open that blade is through the back. And then as I come through the front, it'll be less textured. Comb this down. No hole over the ear. Comb it down, have a look. So it's pure feel, but with technical background. I've got technical foundation. Look at the sections. Nice and clean. Elevation, watching that hair fall away. Look at how open this blade is. Comb it all the way through. And there it is. Fashion Week in New York sounds pretty quiet this week. A lot of our clients work in fashion. Yeah, so it means that we're always a little bit, it's never a good week for business on the Fashion Week business, on the Fashion Week side of things in New York. Everyone's too busy, and then Valentine's Day as well. No one's going to come in tonight, they're all going to be going out on a date, apart from Dana. She's going to be watching War of the Roses on her own. What do you think?
Sounds lovely.
Sounds
Oh, wait, Todd Dell says Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner.
Kathleen Turner. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Todd. I knew it was somebody.
Spin-off of Romancing the Stone, little hilarious movie.
Has he seen it?
He must have. Liz says Happy Valentine's Day.
Nice. Happy Valentine's Day back to you. little sexy red thong on today. Okay, final section. There you go. Down, 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 down. The final section. Let's spin around to the mirror. Have a look. You can see what she's got. You can see that's what we got. We're going to cut it from the side. The razor is going to encourage the wave and the curl and the movement. It makes the hair thicker. So a lot of people think the razor makes the hair finer. The razor can make the hair thicker on fine hair. Yeah. So we'll damp it down again. I said it to you earlier and I'll keep saying it. You can't spray too much of this stuff in. Even on fine hair, it won't make it oily or greasy. It's a non-oil base conditioning spray. I'm just going to walk over here for a second. Let's give this a little break. Feel it. Great. Perfect. Just kind of break off the product. No touching. I'm watching. I'm not. Are you from New Jersey? Yeah, me too. I'm watching. I'm watching for you to touch it. No touching, but touching. But touching New Jersey. Oh. All right, so behind the back of the ear. Bring it in here. There you go. And we'll put this first section, I'll check the balance. Too dry, so I just want to make sure through these ends I get enough slip in the hair. And I'm doing a little bit more, what I like to refer to as, we call this more edge work, because we're not so open. It's a little bit cleaner. So now what happens is you stand behind your client, grab the piece from here, grab the piece from here, and you check for the balance. And we're in the perfect shape. I'm not trying to make it perfectly perfect. I'm trying to make it perfectly imperfect. Yeah, so that's kind of the style. You want to let it live a little. You don't want to make it so that it's too contrived. You know, I don't want to try and make it so precise that you lose your feel. Let's keep that feel in the cut. The razor, you can always cut more off because you're not cutting straight lines. It's more forgiving. But it's only more forgiving if you kind of know what you're doing. It's not forgiving. It's not as forgiving if you don't know what you're doing. You got to kind of know. The reason what the razor does is it helps you understand hair better. And it makes you think about hair in a slightly different way. So super open stroke. Following the blurred line. You know I want it, it's a good time. Blurred lines. Know that track? It's like a Valentine's Day crack, I think. All the girls were dancing around naked, weren't they? They're like a one-hit wonder, that guy. What was his name?
Robin Thicke?
No, he wasn't.
Was he not?
Or Robin Thicke's son?
What?
I don't know.
Robin Thicke. I'm going nowhere with that.
No?
Okay. He wasn't a one-hit wonder. He had loads of hits.
He did.
What was his other hit? Exactly. It wasn't.
More famous than
Sorry?
Yes,
Who?
that model, Emily Rogers.
Yeah. No, that's what happens when you dance naked. Yeah.
Robin Thicke. Alan Thicke's son. That's what it is. Thank you, Jessica Lawrence. And Todd Dowell.
Thank you. Todd's our regular fact checker here on Brooklyn Line. I think oh well. Let me just stay focused. I don't want to go too far off the edge. I'll get arrested here. I'm my criminal defense, defender of the people. Elevating the hair out, looking through the hair. I'm just going to tip in. Just the tip of the blade. So I'm looking straight through the hair. And I'll just do a little bit of refinement. There we go. Pre-existing haircut. Not much coming out. You see that? So now we just comb that down. Come through. What I would like is, I'd like a diffuser over here. And I'd like the wave spray too. Please. All right, now let's start to have a look at the shape, as it were. So you've got to kind of use the mirror is very important because it gives you the space. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to thread this way. Yeah, I thread this way, I get a different feel. She says she goes both ways with her hair. Yeah? So she goes both ways. She likes to use the center part. So let's come through over down to this back and I'm connecting. Just I make sure that the haircut's completely multi-directional, multifunctional. I make sure whichever way it goes, it will always work. I'm not trying to do like a perfect one-length bob. I'm trying to create a loose, messy, wavy bob. I'm going to do it so that it's playful, so it has a really nice soft feel. When she pushes her hair this way, she gets a lot more lift. See the lift? Because her hair grows this way. You can see that it grows right, it separates. That's why she wears it there, because it grows that way. But I'll tell you what, it can look really good if she pushes it this way, because it changes the dimension, changes how she looks. So again, whatever the client does, you got to just educate them as much as you can, so that you make an impression. If you make an impression, she'll come back to you. If she comes back to you, you build your book. If you build your book, you can raise your price. When you raise your price, you can make more money, and that's why you go to work. So it's a very simple process. Yeah, but most people don't get it. They don't think like that. You gotta start thinking like that.
Todd says, there he goes writing them blurred lines again.
That's it. That's me. Just, it's a feel thing, yeah? When you sketch, you don't think about. When you sculpt, you don't think about it. Your hand does the talking, and it's your eye that does the looking. And here, when you do this, it's your hands that do the feeling. Yeah, and your eyes do the looking to see what you like and what you don't like. And if you don't like something, you just come through and you eliminate. Right? You just do a little elimination, which I'm going to do a little bit right now. Spray Rooney.
Joe says, happy Valentine's Day.
Who said?
She's been here before.
Joe.
Joao.
Oh, nice. Joe. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to you. It's a really great holiday, isn't it, Dana?
It's my dad's birthday today.
It's your dad's birthday? Yeah.
I was also conceived 9 months to the day today. So think about that.
Oh, she's wiggling as she says it. No, there's a camera wiggling. She was wiggling as she said that. Think about that. Conceived. Yeah. There was a lot of conceivement on blackout in New York. Remember when they had the blackout?
I'm not from New York, so no.
Well, the whole eastern seaboard was blacked out.
Wow.
Remember that? You're too young, are you?
Yeah, probably.
Is that during Sandy?
No.
Before, I remember that.
Before. Somebody turned the power off. Must have been the Russians. It's the collusion. Just a little bit more. I like the finish and the feel of this Hydra mist in the hair. Been good. Maybe I won't use the wave mist because I've already used it over there. Maybe we'll use something else. I don't know if I want to wet the hair anymore. I kind of like what the texture is getting. So she wears it wavy, straight. No, she wears it kind of washing wear, but she wears it center part, side part. Yeah, 11:30. I think it's almost time for me to get this show on the wrap up. We'll do the product stuff. Right, scissor time, scissors. Please. I like to use the scissor at the end because now I don't have to dry the hair out. I don't want to wet the hair anymore, so I'm just going to use the scissor. It also is going to be, I can refine and seal the ends a little bit. This is something when you're a brand new razor cutter and you're cutting in the salon, a final 5 minute or 2 minute just ends refresh. Just kind of knocking out the ends. And what that does is it kind of seals the cuticle. And if you've missed any small little fine flyaways, you'll get them right here. So it will guarantee that client's going to keep coming back for more. You don't want 1 or 2 hairs to just stop that client from wanting to come back and see you. That's not what you want to do. So we mentioned it earlier, talking about razor cutting. In the salon, what I used to do when I learned to razor cut when I was an educator for Weller. I was working full-time for Weller. I used to teach a class called Freedom. Because, kind of razor gives you a little bit more freedom. I called the class Freedom. And then when I came to New York and started using the razor every 45 minutes on clients, when I first started doing it on clients, I was like, I'm going to seal the ends. In today's world, I still use that technique on finer textures. On thicker textures, I don't have to. When you're a novice or when you're learning, definitely do it. Just do that little final seal.
Todd asks, can you explain again razor on curly hair?
Well, when you razor curly hair goes, if you thin it out like this, we have a technique, we have a DVD for curly hair. So what I've done here is I've raised the ends a lot, but kept the thickness. So what happens is, if you can't look through this, there's no razor work where my fingers are. None. The razor work literally starts right there. So all that softness is gonna take away the weight so you get curl. But if she had super curly hair, she doesn't have super curly hair, if she has super really curly hair, what I would do is I would do more channel cutting. Like so. Because those channels will release the curl. Here what we need to do is we need to soften the ends. We need to soften the ends to get the texture, in. I did the tattoo early this morning. Before the session. She asked for a cat, but I kind of did a ferret with the long tail. My cat skills are no touching, no touching. No touching, no touching.
Todd says thank you.
You're welcome, Todd. Anytime, hopefully I get myself up to Canada. I'm definitely going to go to Montreal this year and do a show. That's what I want to do. My goal. So I know Todd's not in Montreal, but I'm going. So if you're coming to New York for the IBS show, definitely come by and see us at our trade show booth. We have a main stage presentation. As well, what we're going to be doing this year is we've got loads of our ambassador team coming in. We have an artistic team, it's called the Ambassador Art Team. We have a lot of them coming in to help us to be on the platform. Part of the benefit of working with Orojo is creating the opportunities for ambassadors to actually get a platform to work on and be a part of a team. Even if you're kind of more of an independent-esque hairdresser, which obviously is very fashionable today, where there's less and less brands, more and more independent operators, more and more independent people. Orojo is a great opportunity for you to be a part of a culture and a part of a team. Just doing a little bit of scissor cutting on the inside. Working with my BMAC 5.0 shears, available on Orojo Pro. I'm actually moving the blade like this, and I'm just literally just chipping, and then I can just chop, chip and chop.
Haley says, beautiful cut.
Thanks. I think I'm done. Yeah, we'll take that off. I'm going to pick up my dryer. I got my YS Parker Rojo. It's red for Valentine's Day. Lift it, flip it and reverse it. Bam, put the chicken down now. Here comes the action, right there, give the action, let's get her in, right there, wait to the camera, wait to the camera. See you like cleaning in that house. 15 years of cleaning my businesses. The legend, right here. This is all nice and clean. Like it?
Love it.
The refinish. So you remember Amber?
Yes.
Yeah?
Amber McKenna.
Yeah, so Amber's teaching color class this weekend. So if you want to learn color class, we have a hair painting class this weekend at the Rojo Academy. Sign up on rojopro.com. It's a 2-day hair painting class. And the amazing Amber, phenomenal colorist.
Truly.
And then Lucy, another phenomenal colorist. Lucy hails out of our salon right here in Williamsburg. It's a 2-day painting class. If you're interested, go to Rojo Pro, sign up, we'll see you Sunday. We'll need that in a second. Pass me the Refinish Dry Shampoo. It's our Refinish Dry Shampoo, one of our heroes. This is going to build a little bit more body into her hair. Spray this right in the root. It's a non-powdery texture spray. So it adds and builds more texture into the hair. It's going to give the hair a little bit more thickness and grip. It's a great product.
Greta from Capelli says, beautiful cut, thanks for your detailed explanations.
Oh, you're very welcome, Greta. Thank you. So spray this into the root. Spray it into the root. It's non-dulling. It's going to give her more hair. And I'm going to finish it with American Wave, which is our texture spray. But wait to see what happens. Look what happens to the hair. See? Got more hair, baby. So this is our texture spray for someone that wants to create texture in their hair. It's not a hairspray. It's actually a dry shampoo and a texturizer. This builds in a lot of body, bulk and structure. Ah, good. I'm going to put Lucy in right now. What'd you get me?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Show the camera. No, Lucy, you gotta come here. We're talking about you. I need you right now. Go away then. Don't look at me. Cupcakes, just feeling the love. So that's kind of what you wanted, yeah? And then this is just a little bit of glint, American Wave. This is a little bit of think of it as a spray wax. It's a shine texture spray. Think of this as a little like waxy spray. Just adds a little bit more definition. No touching until I take your picture.
Promise.
Promise?
Yes.
So that just brings out a little bit more of that pieciness, nice and light.
It smells nice.
Smells good, yeah. Lucy. Switch. Switch. Come on over. No touching. Alright. So let's just dry her out completely. So let it dry. What that does is it just locks in the texture. Your hands are brilliant tools. And the product we use, what do we use? Can you remember?
We use cream whip and wave mist.
Green whip and wave mist. And now you can, don't be scared of the hair. Never be scared of the hair anytime. And then once you kind of set it in, it's going to give the hair a little bit more thickness. I'm going to loosen it out. See what happens. Let the hair do the talking. Ah, Robin, you better today?
I'm better.
Good.
Jessica says everyone's got that bow chicka wow wow hair today.
Sorry?
Everyone's got that bow chicka wow wow hair today.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone's got it. It's a good picture, that, the way the light hits the sign. You see that? The sunshine hits the erosion. I like that. That'd be a great picture.
Hopefully the sun doesn't change position in the
Oh,
next
change music.
10 minutes.
Keith, you're tall. Yes. Make sure the sun doesn't move.
You're tall.
Whenever you do this, guys, put the hand before the dryer. Before the hand should come between the diffuser and the scalp. That way you know how hot it is. If it burns your hand, it's going to burn the head. See the Rogio twin turbo dryer? Great dryer, gets really nice and hot. I know people are big on those Dysons. They spent 70 million on R&D. And the big thing that they found from the R&D was that if it's too hot, it hurts the hair. They spent 70 million to find out that amazing piece of information. Those Dyson people really know what they're doing. Since the product makes the hair do the different stuff. No product, hair's not as good. Well, especially when hair's clean. When hair's clean, it doesn't do as much. When hair's a little juicy, it does a little bit more, a little lived in. Now we take this off, slow the dryer down, and we just loosen out even further. Never scared of messing that hair right up. Wait a minute, I got it. You gotta loosen it up with the dryer. Oh, heavily with your hands. Feel good? You like it? Yeah. Okay. Stick that in there. Now we'll get our hands in again. So this was kind of like a mullety shape without bangs, which we cut. Look, see how short we cut it inside here? Yeah, we cut it nice and short inside there. And then we drop the top. Drop it like it's hot. We drop the top on both sides. So nice and short around the face. So she's kind of got that loose, long feel. But then she still has that little bit of length around the face. And again, I think we'll just finish her Go back to a light conditioner. A little dry conditioner. Just adds a little bit of small silk to it. Calms down the fuzzy wuzzies. It's not a hairspray. Dry conditioner. Actually helps to strengthen the hair because it's hydrolyzed keratin. And it won't make the hair shiny, won't make the hair oily. It'll just help to just give it a little bit more of a, what I like to call, silk finish.
Cindy says, cute, nice shape.
Thank you, said.
Cindy.
Thanks. Okay, girls, we now go to the red wall. Red wall, red wall. It's the final shot. The final shot. So right here. That's it, guys. No, don't go in the sun. I'll show everybody. Look at that. Looks cool. I like the sun's coming in. Yeah, I like the way the sun's coming in. It's a good design.
Yeah.
Keith, well done. You held the sun. Okay, girls, get together next to each other.